Hi, it's Rebecca Sullivan with Lewisville Family Counseling, and we are reading Chapter 34 of Just One Thing, Developing a Buddha Brain One Simple Practice at a Time by Dr. Rick Hansen. Chapter 34 is called Don't Know. Once upon a time, a scholar and a saint lived on the same street, and they arranged to meet. The scholar asked the saint about the meaning of life. She said a few words about love and joy, then paused to reflect, and the scholar jumped in with a long discourse on Western and Eastern philosophy. When the scholar was finished, the saint proposed some tea, prepared it with care, and began pouring it slowly into the scholar's cup. Inch by inch the tea rose. It approached the lip of the cup, and she kept pouring. It ran over the top of the cup and onto the table, and she still kept pouring. The scholar burst out, "What are you doing? You can't pour more into a cup that's already full." The saint put the teapot down and said, "Exactly." A mind that's open and spacious can absorb lots of useful information. On the other hand, a mind that's already full of assumptions, beliefs about others' intentions, preconceived ideas, misses important details or context, jumps to conclusions, and has a hard time learning anything new. For example, let's say a friend says something hurtful to you. What benefits would come from an initial attitude that's something like this? What's this about? I'm not sure, don't entirely know. First, you'd buy yourself some time to figure things out before putting your foot in your mouth. Second, you'd naturally investigate and learn more. Did you hear correctly? Did you do something wrong you should apologize for? Is something bothering your friend unrelated to you? Did your friend simply misunderstand you? Third, she'd probably be more open and less defensive with you. A know-it-all is pretty irritating. The great child psychologist Jean Piaget proposed that there are essentially two kinds of learning. Assimilation, we incorporate new information into an existing belief system, and accommodation, we change a belief system based on new information. Both are important, but accommodation is more fundamental and far-reaching. Nonetheless, it's harder to do, since abandoning or transforming long-held beliefs can feel dizzying, even frightening. That's why it's important to keep finding our way back to that wonderful openness a child has. Seeing a cricket or toothbrush or mushroom for the very first time, child mind, beginner's mind, a don't know mind. So how do we do this? For a few minutes, or for a day, a week, or a lifetime, let yourself not know. Be especially skeptical of what you're sure is true. These are the beliefs that often get us in the most trouble. In conversation, don't assume you know where the other person is headed. Don't worry about what you're going to say. You'll figure it out just fine when it's your turn. Remember how you feel when someone acts like they know what you're really thinking, saying, and feeling? Let your eyes travel over familiar objects, like the stuff on the dinner table, and notice what it's like during that brief interval, maybe a second or so after you've focused on the object before the verbal label, for example, the salt or a glass, has come into awareness. Or go for a walk. Notice how the mind tries to categorize and label, to know the things around you, so it can problem solve and keep you alive. Appreciate your mind. Good boy, good girl. And then explore letting go of needing to know. Ask yourself if it's important to you to be the person who's always right, the one who knows. What would it be like to lay that burden down? This may seem a little cosmic, but it's down to earth. Look at something and ask yourself if you know what it is. Suppose it's a cup. Do you really know what a cup is deep down? You say it's made of atoms, of electrons, protons, quarks. But do you know what a quark is? You say it's energy, or space-time, or sparkling fairy dust beyond human ken, or whatever. But really, can you ever actually know what energy or space-time truly is? We live our lives surrounded by objects that we navigate and manipulate, spoons, cars, skyscrapers, while never truly knowing what any of it actually is, and neither does anyone else, even the world's greatest scientist. Since you don't really know what a spoon is, do you even know what you are, or what you are truly capable of, or how high you could actually soar? Consider any limiting assumptions about your own life, how you've known that your ideas were not very good, that others would laugh, or that it would not matter that it would matter if they did, that no one would back you, that swinging for fences just means striking out. What happens if you applied don't know to these assumptions? Notice how relaxing and good it feels to lighten up about needing to know. Take in those good feelings so you'll feel more comfortable hanging out in the don't know mind. May you know less after this practice of not knowing than when you begin, and therefore know more than ever. So let's take a time to be able to just let go of some of our preconceived or established ideas of what everything is around us and explore it and see if we can find something different this week. I'll see you next week. Thank you.